Uh, we welcome you to Norton Talk Sports on this beautiful Monday night in East Tennessee. I'm joined with my man, Tucker Flatford.
What's up?
We're going to talk some NCAA tournament here. Um, got the bracket, got our stats pulled up. We're ready to talk some college basketball. Should be an outstanding week of college basketball. Some very intriguing matchups. And we'll just go from the first four to the first round. We'll tell you what our picks are, what our national championship pick is, semifinal pick is, whatever you need to know, we got you. Starting with our first four game, we got Alabama State and St. Francis. Who you got?
I'm gonna take Alabama State.
I think I'm in agreement there. Not much.
To be honest, don't know much about either of the teams,
Alabama.
but I have seen Alabama State play one or two games this year. I was actually betting against them, and that didn't go good for me. So I'm gonna take Alabama
So
State.
we'll bet for Alabama
Yeah.
State this time. Alabama State does like to turn you over. They like to force turnovers, get out and run. If Alabama State does that, they should handle business pretty easy. Next up, San Diego State versus North Carolina.
I started off by saying I think North Carolina shouldn't even be here.
I agree.
I think Indiana and West Virginia got completely screwed over by the committee there. But I still do think North Carolina is going to beat San Diego State. I think West Virginia and Indiana would have as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm going North Carolina there.
I'm gonna rock with the Tar Heels. I know that I agree they shouldn't have been in. They are playing some really good ball right now. They can play defense. They had a heartbreaker to Duke in the semifinals. Should not have lost that game, but also shouldn't have been down 24. So we'll see what the Tar Heels can do. I'm not a believer in them, but we'll see. They should beat San Diego State. Should be a good one, though. Might be closer than the experts think. Next up, we got American versus Mount St. Mary's.
I'm actually going to take Mount St.
I'm
Mary's.
going to agree with you on that one as well.
Once again, don't really know much about either of them, but I did watch one game this season by Mount St. Mary's, and they had pretty good three-point shooting.
They can.
So I'm gonna go with them.
They're shooting 35% on the season from 3-point land. That is outstanding. Um, our last first four game, you might disagree with me on this one. This might be our first disagreement. The Texas Longhorns taking on the Xavier Musketeers. Who you got?
I'm going Xavier. I know. I think they're both hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think whoever does win this, could potentially win the next game.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Xavier here to take out the Longhorns. Fuck Texas.
I'm gonna I'm gonna disagree respectfully. I'm gonna rock with the Longhorns, hook 'em horns, but um, normally I don't do that. But hook 'em horns in this one. Trey Johnson is the best freshman in the country, and if you have not watched this kid play, you need to watch him. Trey Johnson will be a difference maker in this game. I predict he goes off for 25. Texas wins by 5. Give me the Longhorns. All right, Auburn and Alabama State.
Auburn. I mean,
Auburn.
I don't think anything needs to be said there.
Auburn got Janai Broom. That's all that needs to be said. Ball game. um, Creighton at or against Louisville.
I'm taking Louisville. I think a lot of people are actually taking Louisville, to be honest. I think Creighton's really fraudulent. I've been saying that all year. I don't think they have that good of wins either if you actually look at their recent games and schedule. So I'm going Louisville.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. Terrence Edwards and that kicking ball. He went off for 27 against Duke. He made some crazy shots that there were three guys on him. He made it. So give me the Cardinals in that one. Michigan against UC San Diego. A potential 12-5 upset.
You know, as much as people are on the upset of UC San Diego, I'm gonna still ride with Michigan. I'm gonna take Michigan here.
I am too. The Big Ten champs.
They're hot.
I'm
They're
gonna,
hot when it matters.
and they can play defense. Give me the Wolverines in that one. Texas A&M against Yale. Now, Yale
Uh,
did beat
I
Auburn
know.
last year.
Um, I know some people are also on Yale upsetting Texas A&M there, but I think Wade Taylor is gonna have enough firepower in them in Texas A&M to make it to the round of 32.
Give me the Longhorn, or not the Longhorns. I'm going to get killed. Give me the Aggies. Wade Taylor. They also got a man named Anderson Garcia, who is so underrated, especially as a rebounder. So give me the Aggies in that one. Ole Miss or North Carolina?
I'm gonna go Ole Miss. I think North Carolina, like I said, if they are the one to come out of there over San Diego State, North Carolina's 1-12 against Quad One teams this year, and 1-7 versus AP Top 25 teams. I think Ole Miss will just be too much for North Carolina.
Give me the Rebels. They're not a. There's not one guy on that team that's going to scare you, but they can all scare you at collective times, and they all have their moments, and they are very physical. Give me the Rebels in that one. Iowa State or Lipscomb, I don't think this should take too long.
I'm going Iowa State,
Yeah,
100%.
give me the Cyclones. I mean, it is March, but Lipscomb, it's a good story, but I just don't see them having the firepower to match up with Iowa State. Marquette or New Mexico? This could be interesting.
Um, I want to take New Mexico. I know they have that really good guard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is
May turn
really
you
good.
over.
But I'm still gonna have to ride with Marquette. They're more experienced. Um, they've been in the tournament the past few
Mm-hmm.
years. Kind of been streaky,
Yeah.
but I think Marquette will get it done.
Give me the Marquette Golden Eagles in that one as well. Um, One thing I will say, it's going to depend on which Marquette shows up. If Marquette shows up and they play like they have in some games this year, they will lose. So be careful when betting that game. Could be interesting, but give me the Golden Eagles. Michigan State or Bryant?
Michigan State,
Michigan State.
Tom Izzo.
Yeah, Tom Izzo. As I know the struggles in recent years, and they should have won the Big Ten title this year. They're not losing to Bryant. No
No,
offense, Bryant's a good team, but not to the
Michigan
level of
State.
Michigan
No.
State. Michigan State will win that one convincingly. Florida or Norfolk State? I think Florida's.
Florida,
Yeah, I think Florida's the best team in the country. Florida is by in my their most complete team in the country.
they are one of the most well-rounded, 100%.
So that we're not going to spend too much time on that
No.
one. Now this might be another one we disagree on. Yukon and Oklahoma.
I'm going UConn. I mean, obviously the defending champions of last year.
Back to back.
Going for the back-to-back. I know they've had their ups and downs this year quite a bit, but I mean, you still have the experienced coach. And I think UConn will come through and beat Oklahoma round one.
I did want to correct you on one thing. You're going for a three-peat.
Three-peat, sorry.
But I've been back and forth on this game. Give me the Huskies in a close one, but I think rebounding will play a factor. Memphis or Colorado State?
I'm going Memphis, and one reason only, and his name's Haggerty.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I
PJ
mean,
Haggerty is like ball
dropped
player.
42 the other night.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
he's
raw,
awesome.
and I think regardless of as long as they can play some solid defense, I think Haggerty will do enough on offense alone to get him past the first round.
Yeah, give me the Tigers of Memphis. They're really good. And whether you love Penny Hardaway or can't stand Penny Hardaway, he's a heck of a coach.
I can't
I can't either, but
stand him.
you gotta give credit where credit's due. He is a heck of a coach. Give me the Memphis Tigers in that one. Um, Number 4 Maryland against Grand Canyon, the 13 seed.
I like this Maryland team
I do
actually.
too.
I'm gonna take Maryland. I know Grand Canyon's had a pretty solid season. But just when it comes down to competition, I think Maryland's played the better competition, and it'll show.
Give me the Terrapins. I don't think this game will be particularly close, in my opinion. If you have not seen Jacob Gillespie play, you need to. He's from Greenville, Tennessee, and he's playing at Maryland. I don't know how that makes sense,
He's a
but
dog though.
but he is an absolute ball player. I've seen him in person a couple times. I've seen him on TV. Obviously, he's a heck of a ball player. If you haven't seen him, you need to. Give me the Terrapins in that one. Missouri against Drake.
I'm going Drake here.
Mm,
Drake, I mean, 30 wins on the season, have some pretty decent wins. Obviously, they don't play any top tier
yeah.
conference, so not gonna have too many top tier quality wins, but I still think Drake has enough to get by Missouri. Missouri lacks on defense,
Mhm,
and Drake at times can have a very high powered, fiery offense.
mhm.
And they actually are the slowest team in the country when it comes to
Huh.
um, gameplay. So I'm
Okay.
going Drake to slow him down and win.
Okay. I think this is going to come down to styles of play. It's going to depend on which team. If Missouri can speed up Drake, I think Missouri wins. If Drake can slow down Missouri, Drake will win. My thing is, Missouri's played in a rigorous SEC. They're used to playing physical teams. Give me the Tigers. I want to pick Drake in this one. I just can't find a path to an upset. But give me the Missouri Tigers in that one. I respectfully disagree with my colleague. Um, Texas Tech or UMC Wilmington, I don't think we'll have a disagreement
I'm
on this
going
one.
Texas Tech here.
Give me the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Kansas and Arkansas, Bill Self against John Calipari.
I mean, it's hard to bet against Bill Self,
It is
but it's also hard to bet against Calipari besides his recent years.
recently.
But it is a new team. Um, I liked what I did see out of Arkansas in the SEC
I
tournament
did
for what
too.
they did bring.
I did too.
I was actually kind of surprised by them. Um, Honestly though, I'm gonna go with Arkansas.
All right.
I'm gonna stick with it. I like what they did in the SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, couldn't get it all the way done, but SEC stacked.
They
So,
are.
I
They're
mean,
they're loaded.
give me Arkansas though. I don't like the way that the Jayhawks have played all year. Very inconsistent at times. Give me Arkansas to have a good game.
Again, this is another coach. Both coaches actually. You don't have to like them, but you have to respect
I
them.
hate Calipari, but I'm riding with him.
I can't stand Calipari. I can't stand Bill Self, but both of them can coach outside their mind. Well, for Calipari, it's on one side of the ball. He can't coach defense to save his life. For that reason, though, yeah, you thought I was going to pick Kansas. Give me the Razorbacks of Arkansas over the Kansas Jayhawks in a close one. The only thing I'm worried about, Arkansas is coming off a buzzer beater loss to Ole Miss. You do have to
That's
wonder how
rough.
much that's going to mess with their psyche. Can they close out
Which
games?
I did have Ole
That's
Miss money line. So I was very
so that
pleased by
helps.
that. But I'm going with Arkansas here. You better not tell me now.
Give me the Razorbacks in that one. St. John's or Omaha? I don't think. Yeah, St. John's pretty convincingly. One of the most kind of under the radar teams all year.
Hmm.
St. John's. Rick Pitino just continues to do it wherever he is. Another guy he could coach, man. Moving on to the next bracket, Duke against Mount St. Mary's. Duke.
Duke. It doesn't matter who
Duke.
wins that. Give me Duke.
Cooper Flat could be out. Colin Kneppel could be out. Their
Duke by
whole
20.
starting lineup could be out. They're winning this game. Um, Mississippi State or Baylor?
Um, you know, I think that's another game that could go either way.
I
But
agree.
I'm gonna go Mississippi State and Mr. Hubbard to get shit done. I'm going Mississippi State.
When Hubbard's on, he's one of the best players in the country. When he's off, he's one of the worst players in the country.
Inconsistent.
He's inconsistent, inconsistent,
I'm booking on
inconsistent.
him to have that Josh Hubbard game though.
For that, I can't pick him. Give me the Baylor Bears. Give me. I look. This is a game I could 100% be wrong on. Um, but for the sakes of argument, I'm gonna pick Baylor in this one. Baylor, they're inconsistent too. I mean, both of them have played Tennessee, both of them have lost. So I've seen both of them, but Baylor's inconsistent. Mississippi State's inconsistent. I'm gonna rock with Baylor in this one. I could 100% be wrong. This is a game that could go either way. But Josh Hubbard is the difference, win or lose. If he goes for 10, they're losing. He goes for 20, they're winning. Um, I'll just leave it at that. Oregon and Liberty.
I know people are on upset here as well, but I'm gonna have to just ride with Oregon. I think Liberty will give them a close game within that 5 to 7 point range,
Yeah.
and it come down to free throws. But give me Oregon.
Give me the Oregon Ducks in a close one. I'm gonna go a little. I think Oregon will win this on a buzzer beater or something crazy because it's March and why not? um, but yeah, give me the Ducks of Oregon. Um, Oregon likes to play really good defense, and I think that's going to slow Liberty down enough to where Oregon can capitalize and hold on to win this game. Should be a good one. Maybe one of the best first round games of the tournament. We move on to Arizona and Akron. I think we're all in agreement.
Arizona.
Arizona. Arizona lost the Big 12 title game, I do believe, right?
Yeah.
They beat the crap out of Kansas in the second half. Now, they started off slow, and if they let Akron hang around and that belief start to creep in for Akron, Akron can pull it off. But Arizona, Caleb Love is outstanding.
Arizona's got way too
They
much
got way too much
experience.
firepower. Way much too much firepower and experience to let that happen.
And
I'm
I
gonna,
know they have sold in recent years, probably every single one of us in our
yeah,
brackets,
yeah.
but they're at least getting to the round of 32 this year.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna rock with the Wildcats of Arizona. We move on to BYU versus VCU. This should be
Hmm.
fun. This should be fun.
Um, in the brackets I've had VCU in some, I've had BYU in some, but in my main bracket, I'm going BYU. I know a lot of people are on VCU, but I think BYU has a very solid
I
offense.
do.
I think their defense can be iffy at times, but I think BYU has it over VCU.
Yeah. I
Uh, I've watched VCU this year, and they can go on some runs. And if they do get hot, good luck to BYU.
mm,
But I'm taking BYU to slow them down enough and get the dub.
I'm gonna take the Rams of VCU in this one. Um, VCU's hot, red hot, and BYU is ice cold. Um, so I'm gonna rock with the Rams. That's my 11-6 upset there. Give me VCU, not BYU. um, the battle of the abbreviations in that one. Wisconsin and Montana. Now, Montana's got a guy that can drop 30 on you. He did it against Tennessee. I'm going to take Wisconsin, but this could be closer than the experts think.
I'm taking Wisconsin as well. I think Wisconsin will win by about 10. I think it'll be. I think
Competitive.
Montana should cover the spread.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the spread right now is at like, what is it
I
at?
could check here.
Like 16, maybe 16 and a half, something
Probably
like that.
somewhere around there. Let's see what we're talking about.
Let's see here.
Yeah, 16
16
and
and
a
a
half.
half. It is 16 and a half. I do think Montana will cover that spread, but give me Wisconsin win again.
Yeah, give me Wisconsin. St. Mary's and Vanderbilt.
Um, give me Vanderbilt. Just coming out the SEC, they played the better opponents this year. And that's literally just
Yeah.
give me Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a St. Mary's hater.
I mean, I'm not a St. Mary's hater. I think they're a good team. They're well coached. Vandy can beat anybody on any given day, and they've proved that several times this year.
One of those be.
Be against Tennessee with
Don't want to talk about that.
no, no, we don't remember that. But give me the Commodores in this one. No disrespect to St. Mary's. I think this is gonna be a great game. But Vanderbilt's just got too much firepower. Give me the Commodores over the Gales. Um, Alabama and Robert Morris, not much to talk about here. Alabama by about
Give me
40.
Alabama, but thank you, Robert Morris. You clutched up on my parlay the other day. Thank you,
There you
but
go.
I'm gonna have to go with Alabama.
Yep. Give me the Crimson Tide. Mark Sears is incredible. We'll talk more on him as we progress through the tournament and we dive deeper into some of these games. There's just not much to talk about with Alabama and Robert Morris. We move on to Houston and SIUE. Again, not much to talk about Houston.
Give me Houston.
Gonzaga or against Georgia.
I think I may be leaning the opposite way of you, but give me Gonzaga. Give me Gonzaga over the other Bulldogs of Georgia.
But I respect that. And let me preface this by saying I love Mark Few as a coach. What he's done at Gonzaga is so underrated. He has done such a good job at the university, or Gonzaga University. They are never going to be bad. They're always going to play good defense. They're always going to play good offense. But who's that coming down the track? Yeah, give me the Georgia.
The red and black. Give me Gonzaga.
Give me the Georgia Bulldogs in blue cane and a high-powered Bulldog offense. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs over the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Give me the real Bulldogs in that one.
Not in basketball. Gonzaga is the real Bulldogs in basketball.
Clemson and McNeese. Will Wade, the coach over there.
McNeese, really good coach. Had an outstanding season, but Clemson's gonna be too much.
Yeah.
Give me Clemson. Give me Clemson and the boys.
This will be closer than the experts think, but give me the Tigers of Clemson. Maybe by 10 to 15 points. Could be closer than that, but I don't really see a path. McNeese can turn you over and play really good defense. So we'll see, but for right now,
Let's pull up the spreads to some of
I'm
these games.
sticking, my passcode. Give me the Clemson Tigers in that one. All right, we move on to Purdue and High Point.
You know, a lot of people are on High Point over Purdue. And I do think that it'll be a close game, but give me Purdue.
Yeah.
Give me Purdue.
We move on. Illinois and either Texas or Xavier.
See that's a close one because I think either Texas or Xavier
I won't be expert on that.
could be Illinois. But I think Texas has a better shot at beating Illinois than Xavier does. So I think if Xavier wins, Illinois will beat them. But I think if Texas wins, give me Texas over Illinois.
I respect that. I feel in the same boat. And since I picked the Longhorns to win that first 4 game, give me the Longhorns over the Illini of Illinois. Illinois is kind of up and down this season, so don't know which Illinois team you're gonna get. Kentucky and Troy. Now, Kentucky has struggled.
New coach this year.
They do have a new coach, but
and they have Butler's out. And
Butler's
so
out.
Is,
Robinson's out. And they have struggled with double-digit seeds recently. What is it like?
In the past 3?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
It's been a struggle for the Wildcats.
Is a new coach though. I do think Kentucky is a better team here.
Yeah,
Give me
I don't.
Kentucky.
Give me the Wildcats of Kentucky. I don't see this really being a challenge. Now, Oakland was also a 14 seed and beat Kentucky,
Yeah,
and I said the same
but
thing last year.
I do think
Um,
Oakland also is a better team than what
yeah,
this Troy team
yeah,
is,
I
and
agree, and I'm gonna stick.
Kentucky has a new coach this year.
I'm gonna stick with the
But
Wildcats.
I'm taking
Mark
Pope.
Pope. Mark
I'm
Pope has
taking
done it.
Pope in Kentucky.
He's done a good job over there at
Better than what
Kentucky.
Calipari was doing the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, UCLA and Utah State. One.
I'm taking Utah State.
Ooh,
I'm taking Utah State out of the Mountain West,
yep,
right? Yeah,
yep.
I'm taking them. I think they've had a really solid year.
Hmm.
UCLA's been really inconsistent
They
this
have
year,
been.
so give me Utah State.
UCLA's had players, or coaches calling out players, and all sorts of drama for that reason. Give me the Aggies of Utah State. Utah State over UCLA, and that one should
And
be a good one.
UCLA is favored by 5.5 in that one.
Still give me the Aggies of
I'm
Utah
taking
State.
Utah State. Yeah.
um, Tennessee and Wofford. Um,
Um,
not really much to talk about.
I'm taking Tennessee there.
I want to take the Vols. What's the spread? 18 and a half.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's 18 and a half.
I'm going to take Tennessee to cover.
I'm gonna take Wofford to cover. I do think Tennessee will win around that 15-point range,
Yeah.
but Tennessee will advance
Oh yeah.
with ease.
With these.
They'll be in control of the game from the start.
So we got Auburn and Louisville in the second round. This could be tricky
As much
for the Tigers.
as I want to take Louisville, I'm gonna go with Auburn. And Broome, I just don't think Louisville will have an answer
No.
for Broome. So give me Auburn.
There's an X factor in this game, and it's my pick for National Player of the Year, Janai Broom. Give me the Auburn Tigers in a close one over the Cardinals of Louisville. We were in agreement on Michigan, right? So we got Michigan and Texas A&M in round two. That'll be a good one. That will be a good one.
Um,
Two physical teams like to rebound.
uh,
Whew.
to be honest, I'm going Michigan. I think Wade Taylor's gonna have a underperformed game, and if Garcia doesn't rebound good, I
Mhm.
think Michigan easily handles this game
You know,
with just being able to get a few second chance points on the
yeah,
offensive boards. So give me Michigan.
you know, Dustin May in his first year over there in Ann Arbor has done a tremendous job of building up that program back from the ashes. Because let's be real, the last couple of years under Jawan Howard, Michigan was circling the drain.
Hmm.
Um, this game's tough for me. I like Wade Taylor. I like Anderson Garcia. Without those two, if they don't have a good game, I'm gonna rock with the Wolverines because I can't trust them to have good games recently. Had a bad rebounding game against Texas, cost them. Tennessee, they couldn't out
Hmm.
rebound. Auburn, even though they won
And
that
that
game,
is one thing
Auburn,
I'm scared for Tennessee is rebounding this
yeah,
year.
yeah. Tennessee's been very inconsistent down the stretch
Hmm.
rebounding. They
When it matters,
gotta
good
clean that
minutes.
up there, for the Volunteers.
And I hate Michigan, and I'm
Uh,
going with Michigan here. Michigan actually put out Tennessee a few
a
years
few
ago.
years ago, yep, I remember that
In the
game.
round of 32,
Yep,
I think it
Jawan
was.
Howard,
Yeah,
yep.
I was pissed. So
I don't blame you there.
give me
Um,
Michigan.
Give me the Wolverines of Michigan in that one. Ole Miss or Iowa State. This could be interesting.
I do know Iowa State has that one guard out that
Yeah.
is absolutely raw. Um, but even without him, they are still a very well-rounded,
Oh,
good coach team. Ole Miss is a very solid team, but I'm gonna have to go with the Cyclones here.
y'all might call me crazy.
Hey, I mean, I wouldn't. I
I'm
don't
gonna
hate Ole Miss, but
I'm gonna rock with the Rebels.
I mean, it could
I'm,
happen.
I'm gonna take the Rebels in an upset. It will be a good game. It could go either way, but I'm gonna rock with Ole Miss in that one over the Cyclones of Iowa State. I could be wrong, 100%. Um, See, we had
Michigan State.
Michigan State, Marquette. I think we're both in agreement.
I'm gonna go with Michigan State here. Although I think if Marquette does have one of those games that Marquette
Could be
can have,
tricky. Could be tricky.
Michigan State better bring it.
Yeah.
100%. Even if New Mexico beats them, Michigan State still better bring it.
Yeah, Michigan State cannot overlook this
Tom
game.
Izzo and Michigan
No,
State
I
to
do,
roll though.
I do expect Tom Izzo to have his boys ready. Uh, he's got things rolling up there in East Lansing. I'm gonna rock with the Spartans of Michigan State over the Golden Eagles of Marquette. Florida and Yukon. This could be tricky for Florida.
I know Florida is hot. Obviously, they just beat Tennessee in the SEC championship, and in my opinion, look like the best team in college basketball right now. I'm gonna have to go with Florida. Sorry, there went your three-peat,
Yeah,
four-peat,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Chance that
That's
three
out the
P.
window
Yeah,
though once you come to Florida in the second round. So
yeah. Florida,
give me Florida.
big. I think the Gators roll. Thomas Houck, Walter Clayton
Clayton
Jr.
Jr.,
They are loaded.
Elijah,
Elijah, you can name them for days. They are
Condon.
absolute Condon, just loaded
They're
from
good.
top to bottom. They are the most complete team in college basketball. Give me the Florida Gators in that one. Memphis or Maryland? It's gonna be a
Um,
good one. This is
I'm
gonna be Haggerty versus Gillespie. This is gonna
I'm
be fun.
I'm gonna go with Maryland just because if you actually look back at Memphis's recent or
Hmm.
even competitive games, every single game they have a close game, whether or not they should have one or not.
Yeah,
It always comes down to the wire, and that's just scary with
that's gonna
Memphis.
run
And that
away.
actually scares me in the first round against Colorado State. But
Yeah,
I think Haggerty and Memphis come up short and ended up losing to Maryland in the round of
I'm
32.
gonna take Jacob Gillespie and Maryland Terrapins in that one. Should be a good one though. Gillespie and Haggerty
Going back and
going
forth,
back and forth. That's gonna be fun
that'll
to
be
watch.
something.
That is gonna be fun to watch in that one. But I'm gonna rock with the Maryland Terrapins. Um, you picked Drake.
I did pick Drake.
Did I pick Drake?
You picked Missouri.
I picked Missouri.
Yes.
Well, I think
So
if Drake
Drake
wins,
versus Texas Tech, right?
yeah, for you.
Okay. I'm going Texas Tech. I do see that Drake pick over Missouri. I definitely do think that could happen, but I think Texas Tech overall will just be too much for
Yeah.
Drake to handle. So give me Texas Tech.
And really, it don't matter that we picked different in that Missouri Drake game. I'm gonna take the Red Raiders of Texas
Although
Tech.
Texas Tech has some injuries right now too, but even with their injuries, just like Iowa State,
Yeah,
they're a very solid team. So
absolutely.
give me Texas Tech.
I'm gonna rock with the Red Raiders in that one. Um, and we both picked
Yeah.
Arkansas. All right, Arkansas and St. John's. Calipari versus Rick Pitino, two former Kentucky Wildcat head coaches.
Um, you know, I really want to take Arkansas. I really do, but St. John's defense is
It's too
just
good.
too good for Arkansas. I'm gonna have to go St. John's here.
Give me
Their
the Johnnies of St. John's.
their defense is way too good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take St. John's in that one. Um, Duke and Mississippi State.
Give me Duke.
Give me Duke. I
Give me
agree.
Duke to roll right on through. Josh Hubbard.
Yeah. Duke plays too good of a defense.
Cooper Flag to have a
Yeah.
hell of a game
Yeah,
there.
Cooper Flag will go off. Mississippi State cannot guard the interior. Um, Oregon or Arizona?
Give me Arizona. Honestly, I don't think Oregon's all that great of a team either, but I do think they'll have enough to get past Liberty in the first round. But it'll just be too much going up against Arizona.
Yeah, give me the Wildcats of Arizona. Should be interesting, maybe. Two old Pac-12 schools. Could be an interesting matchup, but yeah, I agree. Give me the Arizona Wildcats in that one. Let's see, I picked VCU, you picked BYU, and we both picked Wisconsin. Um, so you
I'm
go
taking
first.
Wisconsin. over BYU here. Um, I mean Big Ten
Yeah, I mean,
champs.
yeah.
Just actually beat
Big Ten
BYU.
runner up. Big Ten runner up.
Yeah,
But,
just beat BYU.
yeah,
And get me to beat them again.
yeah.
Give me Wisconsin to roll.
Give me Wisconsin over VCU in that one. Not much to talk about in that one. Wisconsin's too powerful, too good of a rebounding team.
Tanji, however you
Yeah,
want to say his name.
he's outstanding,
He's very good. I think he'll have a good
and they
game.
play really good defense. Um, let's see, that moves us down here. So we are on Vanderbilt and Alabama.
Give me Bama. Bama to
roll,
roll.
roll in that one. Give me the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Um, yeah. That was that's the second round. So yeah.
Mhm.
Houston and you pick Gonzaga. So
I'm gonna go Houston to keep it moving. Houston just offense and defense efficiency is just way too good. I mean, you look at Ken Palm ratings, you look at any type of
anything
stats
you
you
want,
want. Houston's the better team. Give me Houston
just
over
watch
the
Houston
Zags.
play. If you haven't watched Houston play, you need to.
They don't
They're
turn the
out and
ball
they
over
know, and they play
at all.
really good
The
defense,
defense is good,
and they
very
don't
high
foul.
efficiency in offense. Give me Houston.
Yeah, and I picked Georgia in round one. Give me Houston over Georgia pretty convincingly in that one. Um, I think Illinois for you and Kentucky. So I'll let you go first.
Um, I do think Kentucky's going to sneak by Illinois. I think Illinois has had their here's and there's throughout the season, but I don't have any faith in Illinois this year. Give me Kentucky.
I picked Texas over Illinois. I'm gonna stick with Hook 'em. Give me the Longhorns over the Wildcats of Kentucky. I think Trey Johnson is going to expose that Kentucky defense. He is something else. And if you haven't seen him, you need to watch him. I'm going to keep harping on that. Trey Johnson will be the difference maker in that game. Give me the Longhorns of Texas over the Wildcats. UCLA or Tennessee?
I took Utah State
Oh,
there.
my fault.
I'm gonna go
I
with
did too. My
Tennessee.
fault.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee though over Utah State. Tennessee's their defense is just
Too good.
way too good. I don't think Utah State will be able to keep up with Tennessee. If Tennessee just has a solid offensive game and plays their normal defense,
I agree.
Tennessee will roll on through.
Yeah, give me Tennessee. Akpar too much in the paint. Lanier too good of a shooter. Ziegler will hound you for 40 minutes. Jamal Meshack will hound you for 40 minutes. They play defense. They don't let you get out in transition. They rebound for the most part well. Now, can they do that consistently? That's still to be determined. But give me the Vols in that one. All right.
We have Auburn versus Michigan.
Yeah. Auburn versus Michigan.
And I'm gonna take Auburn again.
Yeah.
I do think Michigan has a solid matchup against Auburn, but once again, Broom. That's all I need to say. Uh, he
Mm.
he'll take him and Auburn to the Elite Eight.
Janai Broom, like he said, will be the difference in this game. Give me the Tigers. It will be a War Eagle on the Sweet 16. They'll be warring on to the Elite Eight in that one. See, you had Iowa State, I don't miss over or against Michigan State. We both rocking with Michigan State in that one.
Um,
Or you going otherwise?
yeah, I'll take Michigan State and Palmezzo. I think even though Iowa State is a really good team, even with the injuries that they have going on right now, I still think Michigan State has enough to get by them as well. So give me Michigan State.
Yeah, give me Michigan State, the Spartans. Too much firepower for Ole Miss. Um, and Tom Izzo's too good of a coach to bet against in that type of an environment. Give me the Spartans to move on to the Elite Eight. All right, we move on down here. So we had Florida and Maryland.
Uh, Give me Florida. I mean, SEC champs, like I said, think they're the hottest team in basketball right now, most well-rounded. I think it'll just be overall too much for Maryland. They're not going to have an answer for Clayton Jr.
No, not many
Um,
teams do.
so give me Florida.
Yeah, give me the Gators. They'll be chomping on to the Elite Eight. Um, and then we move on down here. We have St. John's and Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
yeah.
See, if Texas Tech doesn't have the injuries they have, I would 100% say Texas Tech here. But with the injuries they have, I'm gonna still take Texas Tech over St. John's, even with the injuries. I think St. John's, as good as their defense is, I don't think their offense will be enough um, to keep up with Texas Tech, as they're overall more rounded
Mm-hmm.
than St. John's is when it comes to offense and defense efficiency. So give me Texas Tech to move on.
Yeah, give me the Red Raiders in that one. Should be a good game, but I'm gonna rock with Texas Tech to move on to the Elite Eight. All right, we move over here. We'll start at the bottom. Tennessee, and you had Kentucky.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I just don't see Kentucky beating Tennessee 3 times in 1 year. Um, I just do not see that happening. I don't see Rick Barnes letting that happen. And I know Rick Barnes in March is known to sell during the tournament, but I don't see if they do play Kentucky again in the Sweet 16, them losing 3 times. So give me Tennessee.
I got Texas. I'm still gonna rock with the Vols. I know it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but if you watch the 3 games, Tennessee's just outmatched Texas. And as good as Trey Johnson has been in every other game against Tennessee, for whatever reason, can't get it going.
Ziegler and Meshack's all over him.
Ziegler and Meshack have slowed him down, so I'm going to have the Volunteers making, for the first time ever, back-to-back trips to the Elite Eight. So give me the Volunteers in that one. Um, we move on up. I believe we had
Houston.
Houston and Purdue.
Where is it?
Did we have Clemson beating Purdue, or did we have
We
Purdue?
haven't said that yet.
Oh, Clemson or Purdue?
Clemson, Purdue. I'm going Clemson, actually, believe it or not. I'm not a
I'm
huge
gonna
fan of
agree.
Purdue. To be honest, I hate Purdue. So give me Clemson. Fuck Purdue.
For a
That's my
totally
answer.
different reason, I think
I just hate them. So give me.
I think Clemson is a better coach team. Uh, Obviously, Purdue had a lot to replace with Zach Edey leaving for the draft. Um, I think Clemson will win this one close. So now we'll get to Houston or Clemson. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Houston.
I am too.
Just better rounded defense and offensive efficiency. Give me
So
Houston to ride.
Houston. Yeah. All right. Alabama or believe we both had Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alabama or Wisconsin.
See, that's another one where I'm very iffy, but I'm gonna ride with Wisconsin.
Hmm.
Um, Wisconsin, I think, to be honest, they have a very solid defense. They have a better defense than what Bama does, for sure.
It's not
I
hard to
think
do.
if Wisconsin, I think if Wisconsin can slow down Mark Sears and Nelson, I think Wisconsin will actually win that game pretty easily. But just depends on that Bama
Yeah,
offense. So, but give me Wisconsin to ride
yeah.
and roll on right through the tide. So,
I'm gonna disagree with you because of one man and one man only. Mark Sears. Uh, I'm gonna take Mark Sears and Alabama over Wisconsin. I just think Mark Sears, Grant Nelson will be too much to handle for the Badgers. So I think it will be roll tide roll to the Elite Eight. All right, Duke or Arizona. This could be
Um,
interesting.
that could be an interesting matchup, but I do think Duke and Cooper Flag
Too much to handle.
is gonna just be too much. So give me
Yeah.
Duke.
Cooper Flag is the difference maker in that
Yeah.
game. So give me Duke in that one. All right. So we have Auburn and Michigan State in the Elite Eight.
You know, I know some people may not like this pick, but give me Michigan State. I think Michigan State matches up really well
They
against
do.
Auburn, really well. I think if they can slow down Broom in the slightest, Michigan State will win that.
Well, I'm gonna disagree. Janai Broom's just it's whether you beat him or you don't beat him, he's gonna go off for 25.
He is gonna drop
He
20,
will have a
25.
lot of points. So for that reason, War Eagle to the Final Four. Over Michigan State in a good one. Florida and St. John, or no, Texas Tech. Excuse me.
Give me Florida
Yeah.
in that well-rounded team. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Florida to the Final Four.
Yep.
I mean, I do think they have the hardest region. They have
But
some really good
I
opponents,
do.
but
It's hard to
Florida's
bet
just
against
too
them.
good of a team right now. They're hot. Just won the SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Florida to roll.
All right, Tennessee or Houston.
As much as I want to take Tennessee, this is where Tennessee's run is going to end with me. Give me Houston and move on to the Final Four.
Tennessee and Houston play very similar styles. Very similar. If you watch them play, they about mirror each other. This will be a hell of a ball game. But as Pat McAfee said, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Give me the Volunteers in that one to the first ever Final Four. I have the Volunteers moving on to the Final Four in San Antonio.
Now Duke
Duke and
versus
Alabama. This
I
is
got
going.
Duke and Wisconsin.
Oh,
And I'm gonna take Duke.
yeah.
I hate taking three th- three one seeds in the Final Four.
Hmm.
In my part,
Yeah.
um, but the one seeds this year, I mean,
They're so
they're
good.
some of the best one seeds that I've seen in a while. And I
Houston might be the
easily
worst one,
think, and they might be,
and
but
they're
I
still
really
good.
do think if one of the one seeds or two seeds doesn't win us this year, I don't even know what to say
Yeah.
because these teams are dominating.
Mm-hmm.
So give me Duke versus Houston on the
Okay.
that side of the bracket.
I'm gonna also rock with Duke. I obviously had Bama winning the Elite Eight, or no, the Sweet 16, excuse me. But I'm gonna have to rock with the Blue Devils of Duke. Cooper Flag will be too much to handle for Grant Nelson in the paint. Um, you had Michigan State and Florida in the Final Four. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Florida.
Okay.
Florida to make it to the championship. Tom Izzo and Michigan State. I think they're gonna have a really good run. And either make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four like I have them. But I think they'll come up short to Florida, who, like I said, I just don't think they'll have an answer for that Florida offense.
I agree. Um, I had Auburn in Florida. Janai Broom's a great player. That's really all Auburn's got. They got some good players, don't get me wrong.
Like
But
Pettiford is
Pettiford's
very
good.
solid.
They got a couple other. Mazzar has got to keep his emotions in check. Chad Baker Mazzar, great player, but he's got to mature a little bit more. It will be the Gators chomping on to the national championship. You got Duke and Houston, so I'll let you go first.
Um, I don't really know here, but I'm gonna have to ride with Duke. Um, I think if Tennessee wins that, I do think that Tennessee maybe matches up a little bit better against Duke, but give me Duke to move on to the championship. If Tennessee was there instead of Houston, I think it could go a little bit different with that defense
Mhm.
Tennessee
Mhm.
between Meshack and Okpara, Cade Phillips. I
Yeah.
think they're pretty solid defenders that could
Yeah.
help out on Cooper Flag, but I just don't think Houston will have the answer for Cooper Flag.
I got Tennessee and Duke, and unfortunately, this will be the where the line ends for the Duke Blue Devils. Give me the Tennessee Vols going to the national championship. Um, Tennessee to the national championship. Unfortunately, Florida will beat the shit out of them. Give me the Gators in the national championship. My national champion pick is the Florida Gators.
Um, Actually, I know everybody's on it, and I'm gonna ride with it. Give me Duke over
Ooh,
Florida in the national
ooh,
championship. Um,
mm, mm.
Duke and all the hype. We'll see if it rides to it. I'm gonna be behind it. I mean, until somebody can prove me wrong against Cooper Flag, can't really say
That's true.
otherwise.
That is a good point.
But I think one of the teams, Houston, Florida, Duke, Auburn, Tennessee, St. John's, Michigan State,
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech, Iowa State, one of those teams will be your national
Yeah,
championship winner.
definitely. There you
And other than that, give me Duke though.
go. All right.
I'm taking Duke.
Want to talk a little baseball right quick? Wow,
We'll jump into some baseball.
get this about 8 minutes more. We'll just dive quickly into it. AP poll drop got a new number one in college baseball, the Tennessee Volunteers, and no bias, no bias. This is
I
the
just
best team I have ever seen.
no bias, like he said. I don't see how you can't say Tennessee's not the number one team right now.
Yeah,
I mean, leading the league in home
home runs,
runs.
pitching,
I
batting
mean,
average, walks,
I
just
mean, just about every single stat. I mean, you're 20-0 in baseball.
yeah,
I don't
that's
care
hard
who
to do.
you are. If you can play 20 games, and I don't care who you're playing,
And they
if you
just
can play
swept.
20 games in baseball
Mm-hmm,
and win every single game,
mm-hmm,
on top of just sweeping Florida,
mm-hmm. The number 17 in the country.
I don't see how you can't say you're ranked number one. I mean,
Yeah.
you're the number one team in
And
baseball.
now
LSU,
LSU's up there.
very good team,
LSU's right there with them.
not Tennessee.
Um, Tennessee hosts ETSU in a midweek game, two of the most high-powered offenses in the country. Do you think ETSU in a midweek game where Tennessee's not playing a lot of their starters? I still don't.
I'm
I don't see it
I'm
personally.
still gonna roll with Tennessee.
I am too. I think it might be close for a while, and then Tennessee maybe uses one of those
Tennessee will
innings in
have
like
that
the
inning.
fifth where they score 9 runs,
Tennessee will have that inning
and
where they score.
then Tennessee goes to Tuscaloosa this weekend for a massive 3 game series
Um,
against the Tide.
I think Tennessee catches two of those three. I do
Yeah,
think Tennessee gets their first loss this weekend against Alabama.
I agree.
But I think we win two of the three.
You know what's funny? I thought they'd drop a game against Florida too.
Uh,
And here we
hey,
are.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought Tennessee was gonna drop the game against Florida as well. But
This will be tough. We're on the
until
road.
proven otherwise, Tennessee is still the only remaining undefeated team
Yeah,
in college
yeah.
baseball, and
That's
we'll
hard
see
to
if
do.
ETSU or Bama can be the ones to give them a
Now
loss or not.
ETSU, if ETSU was to do it, they'd be kind
I
of,
would rather
uh,
ETSU do it than Bama.
it'd kind of be a little more. It'd be half and half. Yeah, I'd hate to lose, but at least it'd be to the Buccaneers of ETSU. We'll give a little love to the boys from Johnson City. Um, quick national championship pick in baseball. Who you got right now?
Right now, I mean, I'm gonna have to ride. No bias. Give me Tennessee back to back. And it realistically, I could care less if I was Vanderbilt fan, LSU fan, Texas A&M fan,
Florida
Bama
fan.
fan, whatever. I don't see how you can't say Tennessee's easily a top three contender for back to back this year.
I agree.
With the way they're playing, I don't see any other team being better than them right now.
Jay Abernathy. get to know the name on Rocky Top. That kid is a ball player. And Liam Doyle, the Friday night starter for Tennessee, will likely go number one in the draft. He is outstanding. Had what, 7 strikeouts against Florida or something like that?
Yeah.
He was lighting them up. Now, he gave up some hits late, but Florida is a hell of a team. Like, I can't harp on that enough. Florida's a great team. They're a college World Series contender. All credit to them, but just not Tennessee. Um, with that being said, you got any final thoughts on the tournament or baseball or any recruiting news or spring football?
Um,
Got a lot of stuff going on right now in the world of sports,
yeah,
college
I know.
sports, definitely. Free
Um,
agency going on in the NFL.
there are some crazy pickups that have happened in the NFL,
Yeah.
such as the Seahawks.
The Seahawks got Cooper Cup. Congrats to the Seahawks. I know my
Pretty crazy.
Falcons. Uh,
And my Titans having another 3-14 season incoming. I can feel it.
my Falcons got Leonard Floyd. I'm extremely happy for that pick up because that helps with our pass rush, which I think we were really lacking in what really held us back a year ago. Now, Atlanta, get James Pierce in the draft. um, but
That would be dangerous.
so we can have James Pierce Jr. and Leonard Floyd on that defensive line. That'd be legendary. Um, but this is mainly a college sports channel that we want to keep it. Talk a little NFL. That's probably the only professional sport I will talk about because I don't follow the NBA. I mean, I follow a little bit of MLB, but there's 162 games, so I don't really keep up with it. Um, unless the Cardinals are playing. But so this will mainly be a college sports channel, and spring football running coming up right around the corner. I believe April 2nd. I want to say is our spring game. Um, you got spring practice reports coming out. Any injury news that comes out, I will be on it. Um, basketball, March Madness finally here in full swing. Baseball, starting conference play, full swing. This will also mainly be a men's college sports talk show just because
I'm gonna be honest.
not a lot of people watch.
I don't watch women's
Yeah,
basketball,
or softball.
softball.
It just doesn't get near the attention that the men's sports does. It sucks, but it's true. Um, with that being said, this will just strictly be a sports channel. Um, we're not going to talk politics, religion, none of that stuff. Um, if you know me, you know what I believe. Um, but we're going to stick to mainly sports, and especially with everything in full swing like it is, good time as now to start. Um, with that being said, I think that wraps it up. Uh, for Tucker Flafford, I'm Ethan Norton. This is Norton Talk Sports. Uh, but I do have the Gators winning it all. He has Duke
In the
winning it
Duke.
all. We'll keep in touch. We'll be here next Monday night to recap the first round or the first weekend, I should say, of the NCAA tournament. Maybe talk a little Tennessee, Alabama in baseball, or if ETSU pulls off the upset, we'll talk about that. But for myself, Ethan Norton, this is Tucker Flafford. This was Norton Talk Sports. Y'all have a good night.